Isn't it funny how sounds, music can bring back like memories? It's like accessing a file on a computer. You just tap it, and all these memories and files just come flooding back. This particular soundtrack brings back a lot of memories from like I think it was about 87 when I joined the tent campaign program. We used to play this song, or this tape. It was a tape back then. I think it's Treasure of the Holy Names by Agni Dev Das. And I mean, you can get anything on the internet now from the 80s. I mean, sometimes you really have to search, but this one's like out on YouTube now. So, but yeah, it's just amazing, the memories. And I remember before I joined the tent campaign, I hadn't really, listened to it that much, so it didn't leave any memories or anything. But I'll just tell you a memory that led up to me listening to these kirtans. I was living in the temple in Sri Sri Radharanath for a few years, and I got a little bit fried, and I left. I started working in a factory, making soles, not jiva, but shoe soles. And anyway, it was a night shift. One night, one of the workers came in, and it was, "Hey, Terry, man, there's a man outside. He's looking for you. He's wearing a dress. He's got a bald head, and he's carrying a bag. He's asked for you. Go see him." So I thought, okay, that sounds familiar. It sounds like a devotee. So I was wondering who's coming to see me at the factory. Who knows I was working at the factory? It was in Jacobs, near Clarewood. Anyway, I switched my machine down, and I walked around to the entrance, and lo and behold, it was Parthasarathi Das at the time, and he had a little brown bag with famous Govinda's burger in it. They used to use that to tempt people to do things, and it worked. Anyway, he got my attention. I said, "What's wrong, Prabhu? Why are you here?" Blah blah. And he says, "Well, I'm starting off the tent campaigns again, and I could do with your help." So I was like, "Oh, okay, I feel honoured. What do you want me to do?" He says, "Well, we've got a lot of work to do. We've got a bus, an old Leyland Kudu, and I still remember the steering wheel on that vehicle. It had these really, really sharp edges. The sun had eaten it up. It had been parked off for a long time, and it was used as a creche at one point. So it's full of kiddie pictures and stuff related to children and what have you. Anyway, we kind of gutted it out and made it fit for purpose, and got the engine sorted out with Bulliet. I can't remember the name of the company that looked after the bus. Anyway, then there was Bobby's Coach Works, where I spent a lot of time making frames and welding scaffolding, getting the stage ready and building a fuse box. And then Partha just pulled out something that I'd never expected. He was an electrical engineer, and he started wiring all this whole circuit thing up. And I thought, wow, this is crazy. I didn't even know he could do stuff like that. I just always saw him as a devotee, that he didn't really have a past life, So anyway, he was doing his thing, and he had all these ideas. We're going to get a trailer. It was a big Pentachnicon trailer, which I spent many hours in the roasting sun, taking all the sheet metal off it, which was it had bitumen, which held it onto the frame, and then it was riveted. Very sticky, very, very dirty, and horrible job. But anyway, he wanted to make this trailer. He wanted to put a caravan on it, and then put the marquee and all the poles and all the other peripheral items that we use for the preaching. And because we used to have Mrs. Bobby, she used to come with this old van with about 5 or 6 black guys, and get on the pitch, and they put this big marquee up, you know, like a 4-pole marquee, and all the wooden chairs, those heavy wooden chairs, which became projectiles in some cases, and they became weapons in some cases. Sometimes it became firewood. It depends. Anyway, that we got the trailer sorted out, and the campaign was basically underway. And we had this big, I can't remember the sound system's name, but we had this big projector as well, a Bell and Howell projector, and I was the projector, or the projectionist, and every night we'd drop this curtain down and we'd show these videos like Vrindavan, Srila Prabhupada, the Golden Avatar, real golden oldies, and which you can also get on YouTube now. And then the prasadam during the week was a spoonful of raw peanuts. That was the prasadam. But wait for Saturday. Saturday was the big day. Saturday, a lot of devotees used to come from the temple, the brahmacharis, a couple of swamis used to come, and we'd have a play. I'd never acted in my life, but anyway, I was kind of thrown into the atmosphere of acting, and I became Mr. Fish and many other pseudonyms. Then we did like a Harinam on the Saturday, and then we all came back to the marquee, have a big roaring kirtan, massive kirtan, and then the feast, an amazing feast. And then Sunday, we just used to knock it on the head for the day, a bit of a day to read, do your rounds and read, just to reflect, and then get back into the preaching on the following Monday, up until Saturday again. We kind of lived for the Saturdays. They were the best days. And during the day, we used to have these amazing. I remember one time I was sitting on the stage, and Partha Prabhu came running into the tent. He says, "Hey Terry, quickly get your swimming trunks, get a towel, your gamcha, and whatever. I found an amazing place." So anyway, we got in our little 3-litre Ford Bakkie we had, and drove off. And he drove. I don't know how we found these places, but it was like walking through the bundus. There was just bush everywhere. And all of a sudden, paradise opened up. There was this like a cliff with a little waterfall, and there was like a whole pool. And there we went swimming, and it was our go-to place for a few days while we were. I think it was in Peter Marisburg somewhere. God knows how we found this place. But anyway, I'm glad he found it. It was a nice experience. And then I can't remember how long we was on the campaigns, but anyway, a time came where we kind of like separated ways. I was supposed to get married. Anyway, that's another story. I won't bore you with the details. And Partha Prabhu, he ended up in India for a few weeks, and I couldn't live in the temple. I like my own independence and just doing my own thing. And I left, and that was the end of my stint in the tent campaigns. But there's a lot of experiences in the tent campaigns that I can reflect on, but we'll leave that for another day. Hare Krishna.